So what a fantastic start this morning. Got the Mbiri pride here, and it looks like they're just finishing off the remains of a wildebeest carcass. Haven't seen the Mbiri pride for a while. It's been pretty much, I'd say, close to a week of very sporadic sightings of them, but now it looks like they're back. Stars of the virtual back in action. So it's particularly good to see the young orphan male again. He's definitely becoming one of the favourites, I think, in terms of story-wise and just the lineage that him and his sister have. But he's also just such a cool character to watch. I mean, I've seen him chasing a few things before out of play. I've seen him completely be aggressive towards Nchile and Lambile before. So he's quite a fascinating character. And it's also amazing to see how much he's grown from when we started the virtual safari this year in 2023. It's amazing to see how much he's filled out, how stocky he's gotten, how big that mane of his has started to get. And if you want to say his younger cousins or other siblings, half siblings if you want to say cousins, it's very difficult to say, which are the three other youngsters, the two younger males and the young female, they've also filled out quite a lot. They've got tucks and showing signs of a mane developing now, which is not something that we saw at the beginning of the year, so it's great to see that they're doing so well. You can see there's quite a bit of tension here between the young orphan male and one of the females. They're both holding onto that carcass for dear life. You can see the excitement and the agitation by this lioness just wagging her tail here. It's a clear indication. And you can hear also by the heavy breathing from the young orphan male. This is quite crazy. We've just had an ostrich that's photobombed us. I don't think any of the lions have seen this ostrich yet. It's just behind the kill. If I zoom down, there's the orphan male and them feeding just by the tree line there. There you can see the ostrich there. Let's see what this ostrich is going to do. If anyone, it'll be interesting to see if any of these lions will actually try and go for it. Okay, it looks like two of the lionesses have just seen the ostrich. There it goes there. I don't know if anyone's going to go for it. I think if they hadn't eaten and the youngsters weren't too distracted, they'd go. But this male ostrich is looking at the lions like, hey, what are you guys doing here? So it'd be interesting to know if this ostrich has maybe got a nest somewhere around here. So you can just see off to the side here the typical lion focus behaviours. Head lowered and ears slightly back. So there's been quite a bit of mystery around Siseka the last couple of months. We've had very fleeting visuals of her around the lodge and then obviously around Main Dam. but we also suspected at one point that she shifted her territory, but we weren't 100% sure. And then a few times we actually thought that she might have a litter of cubs or a cub, and by the looks of things we don't think she has a cub at the moment. There she's looking at us beautifully right now, but it's just really good to see her again, and she's one of our main leopards that we have the privilege of following here. She's such a beautiful leopardess, and she's also such an important leopard for the future of leopards in the Manyeleti here, for Tinswala and for as well as the other lodges here. Because our leopard viewing isn't as good as the other reserves due to there not being too many relaxed individuals, she's one of those that we need to have as many generations and litters of cubs as possible to get accustomed to vehicles, and then the lineage can carry on, and hopefully she can pass down the relaxed attitude to her cubs. So that's why we're always very anxious to see if she's got suckle marks or not. Hopefully one day she will, and she'll bring us a little of cubs. So as you can see now, Siseka's gotten very active. She's scratching, yawning, typical signs of getting ready to move. I think she's going to start heading down the tree to hunt, so let's see how that goes. Unfortunately we are blocked by a very annoying branch that we're not going to get her coming down in her full glory, but hopefully we can reposition. Okay, so Seka's on the ground, she's on the move. Okay, so this has to be one of the most intense moments I've had on the virtual safari. We just had a beautiful sighting of a leopard cub. There's 2 leopard cubs here apparently, reports of 2. And there's as you can see, the orange bit moving under the trees there's a spotted hyena that's just come into the den where these leopards are. And this one cub has now gone up into the tree. I don't think the hyena has seen it, but this is very intense. I can barely watch, but unfortunately this is nature, and I really hope this cub can just stay out of out of the reach of this hyena. Okay, there you can see the cub just through the foliage, just trying to climb up a little bit high. It's not a very big branch, well, not a big tree should I say, but it should be just out of the reach of this hyena. I don't know where the other cub is. I think the other cub is just behind in the drainage line. Come on, little cub, you just have to stay out of reach of that hyena. The hyena is literally where I'd originally filmed the cub in the beginning. The hyena is lying right there now where the cub was. Okay, thank goodness, it looks like the hyena is moving off. It obviously knows that it can't reach that cub, or maybe it hasn't even seen the cub yet. I'm sure it must have smelt it or somehow had a visual, but it obviously just knows it can't reach it. Thank goodness, that was very, very intense. So there's a better look. You can just see the little cub sitting in the top of the branch there. That was very lucky. Lucky it was lying so close to a tree that it could get up. I just saw this hyena coming, and there's obviously nothing you can do. Starting the vehicle could risk the cub not hearing the hyena come and put it in more danger. And obviously we can't interfere, but it really makes you just want to interfere, but you can't, and it's a good thing we didn't. We're lucky the scene just played out the way it should and the way it would have happened if we weren't here. Okay, so for now it looks like this little cub is going to climb down. I think the hyena has moved off, so it knows the threat's gone. It might try and go and meet up with the other cub. Oh. so. This little cub has come out of the foliage. It's getting pretty dark, so we're not going to shine on the cub. We're going to try and use as much light as possible. We are going to leave the sighting shortly because we do pose a threat to the cub, so we'll leave in the next 2 minutes or so. But wow, look at this little cub, how it's just come out into the open. What a brave little character. I'm not sure if it's a male or female, and I obviously don't know which or where the other cub is and if that's a male or female either, so there's quite a bit of mystery around this situation with the leopard cubs. I don't know if it's because the cubs are, because we don't know who the mother is. We presume the mother is possibly the Tamboti female's mother as well, which is known as the sable bridge female, due to the area that she hangs around and that they've seen her before. We haven't managed to get a photo of her. She's very skittish, not a relaxed leopard at all, but Tamboti females turned out to be relaxed leopards, so I'm really hoping that if that is the case, that these two will also become relaxed and hopefully be future stars of the virtual safari. We need some more leopards on the virtual safari, in my opinion. Okay, so we've just gotten back to camp this evening, and what an amazing virtual safari, what an awesome experience, and what a privilege to be in the company of such a beautiful little creature like that little leopard cub. Unfortunately we only got to see the one, but I will definitely take that any day. One's better than nothing, and yeah, just really great to see the cub get to spend quality time, and also great to see that the cub wasn't scared of the vehicles at all, which shows great prospect for the future for those two leopards, hopefully, and hopefully they can become little stars on the virtual safari like Siseka and the Tamboti female, and even Kara and unfortunately the late Tawangumi. It would be great for them to fill in those big shoes, but or paws in that case. But thank you all. That was a really great virtual safari, and we'll see you on the next one.